Do you let people borrow your tools? If so, they might leave and then eventually come back, but sometimes they leave and they never come home again. I want to make a system to be able to check all my tools in and out, just like a library, so I know whether they're here or somewhere else, and who took them, and when. Now in my case, my friends aren't trying to steal my tools, I just forget who takes them and when they took them. But I've got an idea to solve that. Now, building a catalog of all of my tools is going to start with a sticker, but not just any sticker. This one's actually really cool. This is an RFID sticker. It's got a little RFID chip on the inside of it, so you can stick it to anything. Like for instance, a framing nailer. Now, obviously it's a sticker that somebody could peel off, but again, people aren't trying to steal these, I just need to keep track of them. So, once we have the sticker on here, we have to read it. Then, to read the sticker, all we have to have is a reader. This is a module that you can hook up to microcontrollers or computers or whatever, and to read it, all you have to do is put it next to it. Each one of these stickers has a unique ID in it, and we need a way to connect this ID with a specific tool and something that says whether that tool is checked in or checked out. And for that, we're probably going to need to head to the whiteboard. Now, if you've ever worked with a database or even a spreadsheet, you probably know what I'm going for here. We need to build a table, and this table has rows. Each one of the rows represents a tool, its ID, and whether it's marked in or out. And the easiest way to do this is to build a database, but building a database requires something to serve the database, a place to put it, and a way to access it. And that's where it starts to get a little complicated. Well, it could be complicated, but we're gonna use this. This video is sponsored by Arduino, and they sent me their brand new Arduino Uno Q. Now, this may look familiar if you've ever seen one of these. This is an Arduino Uno. This is like the de facto microcontroller when you think about Arduino. But these are actually really different.
In a good way.
I mean, these look basically the same. They're the same shape. They're both microcontrollers, but the Uno Q has wireless connectivity. It's got an LED matrix and a full onboard Linux computer. This thing actually runs Debian Linux and has a microcontroller, and it's about 40 bucks. Now, the reason this is interesting for my project today is that the Linux computer can do a lot. You can hook up a mouse and keyboard and monitor to it so you can just run it as a computer. You can run onboard AI models. You can hook up webcams. You can run web servers and databases. So here's the plan. I want to take the RFID reader and hook it up to the Uno Q. Then I can read an RFID sticker and look in the database that's on here to find the tool. From there, I can see whether the tool is already checked in or if it's checked out. If it's checked out, I just want to check it back in, no big deal. But if it's in, I need to check it out and then use a webcam to take a photo of the person holding the tool and then send that photo to me through email so I know who took it and when. So step one, let's get these talking to each other. Some transition. Now there is a new development environment for working with this Uno Q. It's called the App Lab. It actually makes it possible to write both the Python for the Linux side and the Sketch for the Arduino side. All right, I think I've got a rough draft here to be able to read the stickers at least. If I hold them up against the reader, they should show up here on the screen. All right, there's one. Excellent.
Insert cash or select payment type.
Sweet. Step one, done. So that's like the first little step done, which is great, but I've got several things that I don't know how to do. I didn't mention this, but I don't know Python. So I think I'm just gonna have to learn enough Python as I go, which I think is an okay way to do it. I only need to know how to read and write from a database and how to send an email and take a photo with the webcam automatically. Oh, and there's one more thing. This little thing right here is an LED matrix, and we can use that as our visual feedback rather than having to have a big display or a monitor hooked up to it. So I've got several tiny projects that I need to spend time writing so that we have all the pieces we need to put this whole thing together. Cue the coding montage. I know, I'm a dork, but it's hard to make video about writing code. There's nothing to look at and it takes a really long time. but I did make some progress. I now have little working examples of taking a photo with this webcam and emailing it to myself, reading and writing from a database, and putting little images on that screen on the Arduino, which is really cool. Check this out. So I'm literally drawing pictures with zeros and ones in here, and each one of these is gonna be an LED that is turned on or off. And if you squint, or I take this out of focus, you can actually see the pictures in the text, which I think is really cool. And that's actually how I drew them. I just squinted at the screen and then changed each number until it made a picture that I wanted. But this is what it looks like on the board. Now, I have a bunch of individual pieces of code that I have to put together and make them work together so that they do the whole thing that I needed to do. But that's not interesting for you to watch. We need to figure out how to take all the physical pieces of this and put them in something that we can actually use in the shop. Now, those physical pieces aren't much, but they're kind of weird to put together. I've got these. The first thing to deal with is the USB webcam. Now, this is kind of a weird shape and we don't have to worry about anything except for being able to see the front. But this gets plugged into a USB dongle. Now this, you don't have to see at all, but it has to be plugged into the Arduino. And the Arduino has to be visible because you have to be able to see the little screen, and you have to be able to get a tool to the RFID reader. And these wires are kind of in the way. I think the first thing to deal with is all of this wiring. I need to be able to see this little display, and the wires are just in the way. But luckily, I think I can have them come off at 90 degrees. That will at least point them out of the way a little bit. Then I need to be able to almost touch this with a sticker, but I need to protect all of these electronics down here. So I've got to figure out a way to cover this, but leave that open. And then once I've got that, I can figure out a way to put the camera right on top of it and make the whole thing something that you could maybe stick on the wall. To fusion! Now this test was mainly so I could make sure that the openings were going to be the right size and to try to get an idea of how close these things could be together. I've got them too close right now, so I'm going to have to spread them apart and change the layout a little bit. But actually, it also taught me something that I had not considered. Not all of these tools are going to have a nice flat spot that allows me to lay it up against this thing to be able to get the sticker in contact with the reader. So I think I actually have to make the sticker stick out a little bit. The reader is actually going to be behind this plastic. And I need to get the stickers as close as possible, but imagine the sticker was right here. I can't actually get those two surfaces to touch or really, really close to touching. It's going to be different for every tool, but I think I'm going to have to 3D print a little standoff that comes off of the tool to hold the sticker out in free space so that it can get close enough to the reader. This doesn't actually have anything to do with the reader layout, but it is something I have to consider for every one of the tools. So it's actually pretty inconvenient to try to use this as a display just because of where it's placed and how it's not on the front and just stuff. So I've had to change my idea a little bit to not be symmetrical. I also cut out a couple of big voids here just to make the prototype faster and just not to waste as much plastic. But basically, it's gonna look like that. So I think I've got finished code, finished electronics, and enough of this to be able to continue to model to turn this into an enclosure that we can stick it all in. Let's do it. We can finally test this thing out in the shop. Now, I preloaded the database with 5 tools with matching RFID stickers, and I marked all of them as checked out. So we should be able to check this thing in just by tapping it. All right, so it's checked in. Awesome, that was perfect. I don't currently have a way to prove to you that this is marked as checked in, it's just in the database, but one of the things I'm gonna add in the future is a web interface. You can actually run a web server on the Uno Q and then get to that from your phone or from a computer or wherever. So I can have a page that displays the status of all the tools. That's for another day. Right now, we need to make sure that we can check this thing out. It's counting down. Okay, so now we should be able to check my phone and see if I got an email from myself with a picture of myself. And I did. It totally worked. I mean, that's pretty awesome. That definitely worked, which is really cool. And it actually sends the email really quickly. It deletes the photo on the Arduino so it doesn't have to like eat up space. And now I've got a record of who took this tool. Now we have to verify and make sure that we can check it back in, which should work pretty easily. Now, of course, this is a proof of concept. I've still got lots of software bugs that I have to work out, and there's a huge opportunity to add to this. We could do the web page like I was talking about, notifications. There's lots of other stuff we could add to make this a more complete system, not just for my shop, but for other shops too. As I'm filming this, the Uno Q is not even out yet, so we're getting software updates all the time. It's improving. But as soon as everybody else gets their hands on this thing, people are gonna start making some really cool stuff. It is so cool to have all the power of a Linux computer, and then you've got a simple microcontroller, plus you have a conduit, a bridge that allows them to share information and talk to each other in real time. People are gonna do awesome stuff with this. Now, if you want to find out more about the Uno Q, I'm going to put a link to it down in the description. It's available for order now, and it will be out very, very soon. Honestly, it's a great piece of hardware, especially for how little it costs. Absolutely huge thanks to Arduino for sponsoring this video. I think that's so cool. Thanks for being here. I'll catch you on the next one. This is the Arduino Uno R3. Wow, that's a lot. New today is that. And at least enough of this to move forward and make some sort of a on and off in the grid. And if you blur, if you blink, if you squint, that's okay. Now, if you've ever worked with